If the young wall crawler ever hopes to cure his vampiric curse, a trip to Wakanda is in order. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Miles Morales' Spider-Man issue number 27 and find out what happens next together, shall we? So then, after several super heavy and very superhero-centric stories in a row, this brand new issue actually takes time to once again re-establish Miles' normal, everyday civilian life once more. As we join the book, we see him horribly sweating it out in English class, not fully understanding the deeper meanings of the classic Green Knight tale. At first, Genki, who we have not seen in what feels like forever, thinks Miles is sick and escorts him to the bathroom to try and help him put himself back together, only to realize that this isn't Miles at all. Instead, it's actually his clone brothers helping fill in for the original article while Spider-Man is off in Wakanda curing his vampire curse. And honestly, this A makes a lot of sense, and B is a super clever use of shift, because I mean, it's not like Miles can just miss a bunch of class by calling in vampire, am I right? It also just kind of ends up being a nice, wholesome little B story wherein Schiff gets to go to school and make friends with Miles' friends, though you have to wonder once Miles comes back, this could very well end up causing a sort of drama. Though it seems like we're probably going to have to put a pin in that for later. It's after that we actually check on in with Miles, who is running across the rooftops of Wakanda, aided by King T'Challa. Obviously, Miles is absolutely in awe right now because of this little Wakandan vacation, though he has to note that despite everything he has heard and read online about Wakanda, huge parts of the country look a lot like home to him. Now, Black Panther's plan to help Miles involves him having an audience with the Panther god Bast, but the only way to get there is with a special key that is currently being held by one of T'Challa's friends. Of course, nothing can ever be that easy, and by the time Spider-Man and Black Panther make it to this guy's house, the key has already been stolen by a mystery thief. Thankfully, in this situation, Miles' spider sense is able to give the good guys a real edge in this situation and hunting down the thief, who turns out to be none other than Basia, a newer Black Panther comic character from the 2003 series who I've admittedly never seen before, but I gotta admit, I'm a fan. I love the all-white costume, I love the oryx theming, I love the fact that her braids are part of the costume. Now, Basia knows of Spider-Man, but she clearly doesn't have that much intel on Miles because his ability to cloak absolutely ends up taking her by surprise, and he takes her out with a single kick. This impressive victory was almost tainted too when Miles' vampire bloodlust ended up swelling again. Thankfully, the vibranium suit that T'Challa gave him in the last couple issues does its job to help keep the blood-sucking instincts at bay. Now, why did Basia want to steal this magic key? Well, she didn't. Turns out this was yet another test by King T'Challa to see how really invested and really serious Miles is about curing himself. After all, the gods deal in double speak and misdirection, so Miles needs to be on his toes for anything and everything. Now, it's on the way to Bast's domain. T'Challa and Miles actually get a great opportunity to speak frankly to one another. Spider-Man says being a vampire is bad enough, but the real thing that's eating him, the thing that's making him angry and ashamed, is just the feeling of violation that comes with being turned by Blade, someone who was a friend. Oh sure, Blade's body was being controlled by the vampire Vernay at that moment, but still it doesn't make it hurt any less, and seeing Miles open up like this and allow himself to be vulnerable is honestly very endearing. It also allows King T'Challa to end up being one hell of a therapist, saying that, you know, to feel angry, to feel ashamed, that's just human. The problem is when you hold on to those negative emotions for too long, when you start living in the past. After all, Black Panther isn't just king of Wakanda, he is also king of the dead. He speaks with them often, and the dead often say that living like that is almost like being dead already. It's not long after that Miles ends up finally earning his audience with the mystical panther god Bast. T'Challa can't really do much to prepare the young Spider-Man, only saying that he will be judged. After all, the panther god needs to know if Miles is even worth saving, and we get a very cool little page spread here wherein we see the spirit of vampire Miles roaring at Bast. As in his internal monologue, Miles ends up painting quite a picture about how his entire life, all of his mistakes and victories are being weighed by this cosmic entity. In the end, Miles is found worthy, as if there was any doubt, but this still isn't the the end of the process, Miles is allowed to enter the secret garden realm that unites the spirits and the living world. It's here that Miles actually comes face to face with the very famous spirit tree. Spider-Man hopes that this tree will hold the secrets to reversing his condition, but Black Panther has to rain on his parade, saying that once again, it is not that simple because Wakanda has many roadblocks and loopholes that needed to be jumped through. In this situation, it's not T'Challa who will be able to deliver Miles from the vampire curse. It will actually be his sister Shuri. But why and how? Well, we'll have to pick up the next issue to find out, won't we? And so that was Miles Morales issue number 27, everybody, and once again, Cody Ziegler manages to deliver a fun, exciting, and deeply enjoyable little outing for Spider-Man. Getting to see Miles visit Wakanda and be awed by everything is very cool, knowing that he's a hero and gets to do amazing things all the time, but he hasn't become so incredibly jaded yet. The B-plot is pretty strong too. Again, Spider-Man is known for having a really solid supporting cast, and Ziegler does a good job reminding us why that is the case. Starling got a big spotlight in the last arc, and now it looks like Genki and Shift get their moment in the sun too. This issue also kind of feels to me like Cody Ziegler is subtly saying to everyone, hey, I could totally write a Black Panther book if I wanted, right? Wouldn't you all enjoy that? See how well I do with these characters in this setting? And yeah, I gotta agree. Overall, I think I feel comfortable giving this one a very solid 8 out of 10, and I'll be interested to see how the rest of Miles' journey in Wakanda ends up shaking out. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.